Procrastination is something almost everyone struggles with. You know you have important work to do. Maybe studying for an exam, finishing a project, or working toward a goal. But instead of starting, you check your phone, watch random videos, scroll through social media, or tell yourself you will start later. Hours pass, the work is still unfinished, and suddenly stress and guilt appear. But here's the surprising truth. Procrastination is not laziness. It's actually a psychological response from your brain trying to avoid discomfort. Your brain is designed to seek pleasure and avoid pain. Whenever a task feels difficult, boring, or stressful, your brain looks for an easier alternative. Something like checking your phone or watching short videos gives instant dopamine, the chemical responsible for pleasure and reward. Compared to that quick reward, studying or working on a long project feels slow and mentally demanding. So your brain chooses the activity that feels easier in the moment. Another reason people procrastinate is fear of failure. Sometimes the task you're avoiding is important to you. Maybe it affects your grades, career, or reputation. Because it matters so much, your brain starts imagining all the ways it could go wrong. What if you fail? What if the result isn't perfect? Instead of facing that possibility, your mind delays the task entirely. Ironically, this delay often makes the situation worse because time runs out and pressure increases. Perfectionism also plays a big role in procrastination. Many people believe they must start a task only when they feel fully ready, fully focused, or perfectly prepared. But that perfect moment rarely arrives. Waiting for perfect conditions becomes an excuse for inaction. The truth is, progress always begins imperfectly. The first attempt is rarely perfect, and that's completely normal. Another hidden cause of procrastination is lack of clarity. When a task feels vague or overwhelming, your brain doesn't know where to begin. For example, telling yourself, "I need to study" is very broad. Your brain doesn't have a clear starting point. But if you say, "I will study chapter 2 for 25 minutes, suddenly the task becomes specific and manageable. Clarity reduces mental resistance. Energy levels also influence procrastination. When you are tired, stressed, or mentally overloaded, your brain naturally seeks low-effort activities. This is why people procrastinate more when they sleep poorly or work for long hours without breaks. Taking care of your physical energy through sleep, hydration, and movement actually improves productivity and reduces procrastination. So how do we stop procrastinating? The first step is to make tasks smaller. Instead of thinking about the entire project, focus on the smallest possible action. Open the book, write one sentence, start a timer for 5 minutes. Once you begin, your brain often enters a state of momentum where continuing becomes easier than stopping. The second strategy is a 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes to start, do it immediately. Opening a document, organizing your desk, or reading the first page of a chapter are tiny actions, but they break the barrier between intention and action. Starting is the hardest part. Once you begin, motivation usually follows. Another powerful technique is removing distractions. Your environment strongly influences your behavior. If your phone is next to you while you're working, your brain constantly anticipates notifications and quick rewards. Keeping your phone away, turning off notifications, or working in a quiet environment helps your brain stay focused on the task. Setting deadlines also improves productivity. When a task has no clear deadline, your brain treats it as optional. But when you set a specific time frame, urgency increases and action becomes more likely. Even self-imposed deadlines can create structure and reduce procrastination. Rewarding yourself after completing tasks can also motivate your brain. Humans naturally respond to rewards. After finishing a study session or completing a difficult task, allow yourself a short break, a walk, or something enjoyable. This creates a positive association with productivity. Another powerful shift is changing how you see yourself. Instead of saying, "I am a procrastinator," start saying, "I am someone who takes action." Your identity shapes your behavior. When you believe you are a disciplined person, your brain begins looking for actions that match that identity. Finally, Remember that procrastination is a habit,